So today we're going to be talking about trait perspectives. Trait theories emphasize that personality consists of traits, broad enduring dispositions that lead to characteristic responses. Alport stated that traits should produce consistent behavior in different situations, and he used the lexical approach to personality traits, which involves using all the words in the natural language that could describe a person as a basis for understanding the traits of personality.
The current dominant perspective in personality psychology is the 5-factor model. The big 5 traits include openness to experience, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Studying people in terms of their traits has value, but trait approaches are criticized for focusing on broad dimensions and not attending to each person's uniqueness.
Today we're going to be talking about personological and life story perspectives in personality psychology. These approaches go beyond traits and behaviors to understand the whole person. It includes their life history, motivations, and personal narratives. And great examples of this would be biographies, autobiographies, such as like Anne Frank. Psychologists use resources such as that to look into the personality and the persona of different people, and you can do that with current people or people in history. Henry Murray introduced the personological approach, which focuses on understanding unconscious needs like achievement, affiliation, and power. He believed that to truly know someone, we need to study their life as a story. One of his tools was the thematic apperception test, where people are shown ambiguous images and asked to tell a story. Psychologists then analyze these stories to uncover hidden motivations. So you've probably seen the little blot ink test. That would be that kind of making up a story based off what you see. And building on this, Dan McAdams developed the life story approach. He viewed personality as a constantly evolving story people create about themselves. He emphasized concepts like the intimacy motive, our drive for close relationships, and the idea of psychobiography, where psychologists analyze someone's life story to understand their personality. These approaches help psychologists uncover the why behind people's behavior. They also face criticism. They're hard to measure, subjective, and difficult to compare across individuals. So while life story perspectives are very insightful to people's psychological state and personalities, it is not very reliable because it is coming from that person and their own view on things.
Next, I'm talking about personality health and wellness. Studies from Hampson, Friedman, and Jokla have shown that people who are more conscientious tend to live longer because they engage in healthy behavior. Think of that friend who always meal preps and is always at the gym, never misses a workout. That's conscientious at its work.
Hi, my name is Aiden Reynolds, and today we'll be talking about social cognitive perspectives in personality psychology. This approach emphasizes how our conscious awareness, beliefs, expectations, and goals shape who we are. Unlike trait theorists who focus on stable personality traits, social cognitive theorists are more interested in how our beliefs influence our behavior and performance. One of the key figures in this perspective is Albert Bandura, who introduced the idea of reciprocal determinism. So the idea that behavior, environment, and cognition all influence each other to shape our personalities. Bandura also highlighted the importance of observational learning, which is learning by watching others and then repeating that behavior. He also highlighted the locus of control. This refers to whether we feel in control of our lives, internal, or believe outside forces control us, external. He also highlighted self-efficacy. This is our belief in our ability to succeed. Higher self-efficacy helps us face challenges, solve problems, and make good decisions. So the social cognitive view sees personality as something dynamic and shaped by how we think, what we believe, and how we interact with the world around us. So it's all of these factors that come in to shape your personality.
Hey, my name is Gabe. Have you ever wondered how a psychologist can figure out what makes someone mad? Or what type of test police officers have to take to make sure they're not lying? Today we're diving into personality assessment. I printed out 2 personality assessments you can take with QR codes. I'll be passing this out after the Kahoot game and after our presentation. One personality test not on this paper is the MMPI, the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory. This is what you'll see police officers, security guards, and sometimes military taking to find out if they're a liar or not, and if they're telling the truth.